Okay. Boom. And we are live. What is up? We are live again. As I told you guys, I will be going live again every Saturday, 7 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time. So, for those of you who are tuning in, thank you and welcome. Um, Man, this is great. I'm so glad to just be able to kick it with you guys. I'm trying to do this every weekend. So every Saturday, 7 o'clock p.m. we will be going live on this channel. So mark my word. We have like 5 top topics. I think I have cereal in my tooth. I think I'm good now. I just got done eating dinner. Who here has eaten cereal for dinner before? Show of hands. I just ate some what was it? A cinnamon Chex Mix, and it was delicious. So anyway, off tangent. Back on topic. We got 5 cool topics that we're going to talk about today, and there's a lot of things to play with that. So number one, just little Power Rangers news. I've seen Bloodline of the Grid, which looks like it's being produced or filmed, obviously by Hyperdrive Picks. They've done some really cool stuff before, especially in the Power Rangers community. And Bloodline of the Grid, if you don't know, you have actor Christopher Kamen Lee, who was Andros in Power Rangers in Space, the Red Ranger. It looks like he is, coming back for this film in some form or adaptation of Andros. It's kind of got like this Terminator-ish look, feel to it, like where something physically has changed and happened to him. It looks really cool. It looks all messed up and stuff. It's crazy. So I'm excited to see what they do with that. I'm excited to see some, visual footage, like a trailer or something. But that's always exciting, and it's always cool when you see other actors outside of, JDF, who come back, for other, smaller projects, outside of the mainstream stuff. So I'm excited for that. Let me know what you guys think. And I think in space, man, it's just one of those things that has definitely become very near and dear to me, because I'm a huge, obviously Power Rangers is like my bread and butter in terms of, what I love and what I'm passionate about. But then I also love Star Wars. And I think in space, really, if you're a Power Rangers fan, but you love Star Wars, it's one of those seasons that you get some really cool stuff in terms of, like, if you think of the structure and the story, you get some really cool stuff, you know what I mean, that's kind of pushed together with those 2 different brands, you know what I mean? So in space, it's always been near and dear to my heart, but even more so, obviously being a Power Ranger and Star Wars fan. So I'm excited to see what they do with Bloodline of the Grid. So yeah, that's my number one thing for today. Number two, I mean, I'm sure you guys have been seeing it everywhere. Legend of the White Dragon. This is, by Bat and the Sun. Bat and the Sun, they do some terrific, stuff in terms of, creation and their films, and man, they do it all. It's crazy the stuff that they've done. And you guys have seen, their superpower beatdowns. You've seen, their movies, their Batman movies. They have done a lot, and I think a lot of their stuff has inspired myself and probably others, who are YouTubers out there in terms of, how you tell a story. But really seeing it from the fans' perspective. So Legend of the White Dragon, it looks like it's obviously a story Jason David Frank and a few folks at Bat in the Sun have been working on for a few years, and it's almost like this darker, grittier, old man Tommy-ish type of story that I think they wanted to pitch to Saban years ago, and it was going to be what Emerald, Legend of the Emerald Ranger, Legend of the Emerald Ranger, something like that, and I think it got declined by Saban in terms of wanted to do an official project with it, but yeah, there was a campaign for this last year, and then they, cut it off and then brought it back, and it looks like it's a success so far. So it looks like it actually is happening, and they got a good, range of a cast of folks who are in it. So I'm excited to see, how the movie's gonna be. I'm very biased, because I'm one of those guys that's like, I've always loved Tommy before there was this crazy Tommy hype Tommy everything, Tommy all everything. You know, the toys, the cosplay. I've always been a Tommy fan. You know, when I watched Power Rangers, like, you know, I've always been a fan of the White Ranger, the Green Ranger. You know, so I don't mind seeing more Tommy. I don't mind a little bit more of that. And you know, I think, you know, there's nothing to hate about the guy. I mean, you know, if you've met the actual actor, Jason David Frank, you know, mind you, I first seen him. Well, first time I actually seen him was at Denver Pop Culture Con. I didn't get to meet him, but I seen a glimpse of him. I always see glimpses of him. I have not yet to meet him yet. It's on my to-do list. But at Power Morphicon 2018, you know, I wanted to sit in his line and wait in his line. It was just huge, and there was just so many panels and different activities going on. If you've been to PMC, then you know what I'm talking about. There's like so many different things going on left and right. So I was like, man, either I wait in line for hours in JDF's line, you know, which is worth it, or you know, this was my first time being at PMC. I was like, man, I kind of want to maneuver around and, you know, go check out some panels, go meet some people, and mingle around a little bit. So that's what I did. And when the show floor, you know, started to close, I was walking out with my friends, and JDF, he was still there in his line, packed out crazy, you know, and even as the show floor was closing, you know, he wasn't going to go anywhere there. He wanted to make sure he met all of his fans, which I think is just really cool. Not everybody does that, you know, to where they're allowed to do that, and where they go the extra mile, where they're like, you know what, I don't care how late it takes. I want to be able to meet all of my fans. You know, I think that's a really cool thing of him. And as we were walking out, you know, I was in my Green Ranger cosplay, and he you know, yells and is waving at me. He's like, "Hey, bye, Green Ranger." And I was looking back like, me? Because there's like thousands of other Green Ranger cosplayers, but he was definitely talking to me, and that was like, oh man, that was so cool. In the midst of all the you know, thousands and you know, hundreds of people, you know, who may have been in his line, you know, throughout that day, you know, he still, you know, takes time to notice, you know, little guys like me. So I thought that was really cool. I love JDF. That's just me. But, you know, I'm also excited to see other stories like Bloodline of the Grid. And that's, you know, I bring it back to that. So Legend of the White Dragon, I'm excited for. Bloodline of the Grid, I'm excited for that. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this new Power Rangers, you know, projects that are coming out, man. Aside from that, speaking of Power Ranger projects, I myself, you know, just released not too long ago Power Rangers House episode 1, which is doing great. I want to get them views up. I need you guys' help to do it. So what I'm asking for you guys, I don't need any money. I don't need any of that stuff. I don't have a Patreon. You know, I don't have a private account or anything like that. I just need, you know, my community, you guys, to watch that video, share it out, and have other people share it out if you can. I want to get those views up. I want to make that project big because I'm already working on episode 2 for Power Rangers House. So a lot of fun stuff coming for this whole series. So yeah, if I can get you guys' help on that, go watch the video, go share it out, like that video, comment on it. Please help me out. After you watch this video, go on my channel. You'll see Power Rangers House episode 1. So make sure you share that out for me. I really would appreciate that. But anyway, a little bit of news and updates I'm already working on. I should have brought it in here and showed you guys, but there are maybe about like 3 or 4 other Rangers, newer Rangers, that are going to come into episode 2 of Power Rangers House. I'm not going to spoil who that is quite yet, but just know I'll be dropping a little more hints here and there. And, you know, I will be giving a trailer for Power Rangers House 2 very soon. So I'm excited for that, man. It's going to be crazy. I just got to get a couple more little prop things finished up, and then I'll start, you know, more of the bigger production of it. So it's fun. I love doing that stuff. Can't wait to share more of that with you guys. So yes, go watch it. Go watch it. Share the video out. Dagnammit. You hear me? So share it out and watch it. Phenomenal. So glad to have done that. It's definitely one of those passion projects for me. You know what I mean? Like, skits take time. You know what I mean? And a lot of creativity. And, you know, when you're the only guy in every single suit portraying all these different characters, it takes a lot of time. Plus, you get to do all the voiceover, all that stuff. So I do it for y'all, man. I love our community. I love the fandom. And it's kind of like my little contribution to, you know, the brand of Power Rangers. So go watch that thing. Share it out for me. Appreciate that. Now, number 4. Oh, this is where we're getting into a good little topic. Our fourth topic for tonight is I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 1992. Crystal Cummings, hello. Welcome in. Thank you for commenting. I'm a 90s kid, so I was born in 1992. And I want to talk about, and I want to open the table up to you guys who were 90s kids or you watched, you know, a lot of stuff in the 90s. Today's age is so different. You know what I mean? Like when I was a kid, when I wanted to watch cartoons, obviously we did have cable, you know, so if I wanted to watch, you know, certain stuff on Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, I could do that. But there was something special about Saturday mornings and having my bowl of cereal and sitting in front of the freaking TV waiting for cartoons to come on in the morning. Like there was just something magical about that. Like you knew, you know, every Saturday morning you have to wake up early and you watch all your series of cartoons. But the way it worked, there were so many, and I'm like, how the hell did I watch that much TV as a kid? Because you think about it, like when we were kids in the 90s, you had Fox Kids, you had WB Kids, we had PBS, um, and I feel like I'm forgetting another one. Yeah, Disney, because Disney in the morning, you know, they would have their thing where they would play like Recess and, you know, different, you know, shows on there. Pepper Ann, I think Pepper Ann was on Disney in the morning, and a bunch of different shows. You had a bunch. But I want to go back to Fox Kids, and then I'll get to Warner Brothers, WB Kids. Fox Kids was really special to me because it introduced me, I would say, to some of the top animated series to this day. We had Spider-Man, the animated series, that would come on Fox Kids. Batman, the animated series. And I know some of you are going to be like, well, actually, Batman, the animated series was on WB2 Kids. Shut up. It was on both. Look it up. That's a thing. It's a fact. Okay? Batman, the animated series. Spider-Man, the animated series. And we also had X-Men, the animated series. All of those heavy hitters, man, were on Fox Kids. So Saturday mornings were like essential if you were 90s kids. You know what I mean? Like those were heavy hit cartoons, man. And just great. And if you know what I mean, if you've seen those, then you know what I mean. I'm not making that up. Like they were definitely heavy hitters for their time and still, you know, standing to this day. So I loved that. Really got me interested and introduced me to, you know, some top quality animation. And then obviously Power Rangers. You had Power Rangers that would come on Fox Kids, and then, you know, eventually, you know, Disney bought it out, you know, for a few years, and you could watch it on Disney. And then what was it? What was it that CW was before? ABC Family. They would play Power Rangers on there too. But yeah, Fox Kids was great, man. Aside from just those shows, what do we have? We had Big Bad Beetleborgs. We had Bobby's World. I'm trying to remember. Oh, Street Sharks. I used to have some of those toys. I remember earning them in elementary school. And funny story, like I actually, Mighty Ducks, but I can't remember that. I think that was on Disney. The animated series for Mighty Ducks. I'm pretty sure that was on Disney. And that brings me to a very short story. My dad, when I was a kid, he didn't want me taking toys to school, and I won a Mighty Ducks action figure at school because I had good behavior. And the school I went to, they literally had action figures and candy and toys and all kind of cool stuff that you could earn for free if you were good throughout the whole week. And, you know, at the end of the day, you would be able to pick out like a toy or whatnot, you know, if you had this amount of stars and you were good and whatnot. And so I won a Mighty Duck, and I brought it home and I showed my dad, and he didn't believe me. He thought that I took the toy to school. And then I got disciplined and, you know, was grounded. It was stupid. I was like, Dad, I won this. I won the toy. And then he called the school the next day and found out I was telling the truth. And he was like, oh, sorry. Such a jerk. But I love the guy, you know. Thinking of Mighty Ducks brings me back to that story. I don't know why. But yeah, so back to Fox Kids. What was some other stuff that was on Fox Kids? Damn it. There was so much. There was so much on Fox Kids. Um, we'll go to Warner Brothers. WB Kids. You had Freakazoid. You had the Beetlejuice cartoon, Batman the Animated Series. Like I said, it was on both WB Kids, and it was also on, Fox Kids for a period of time. Um, Jackie Chan Adventures. This was later on. I loved the hell out of that show. That was such a good show. We had Yu-Gi-Oh! Getting into the anime stuff. That was on WB Kids. Um, what was that? Beautiful Joe. That was on WB Kids as well. The Batman. That is such an underrated animated series. Like, I know a lot of people will talk about like Batman the animated series and how glorious it is, and it is, a great animated series. But the Batman, I would have to say, following up after the animated series, has to be one of the best, Batman shows that we've ever had. Compared to other stuff that's come out today, in my opinion. The Batman, I thought was really cool. That was on WB Kids as well. I think it had like 3 seasons, but it was really cool. I like what they did with that show and the style of animation. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, you had Crypto the Super Dog, Johnny Test. That was on WB Kids. We also had man, what else was, I can't remember. There were so many shows, and you also had like the Winx Club and some of those other little random cartoons that nobody knew of, but you would just watch it because you knew your favorite show was gonna come on right after it. Um, oh yeah, and Sonic X. That was actually, was that on WB Kids or was it on Fox Kids? I think it was on WB Kids. Oh, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot about that. So you had the newer, not the 2016 version, but the one before that where it was more cartoony. You have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show that was on WB Kids, which was fantastic. Used to collect the toys, all that stuff. And then they had a follow-up show, which was Fast Forward. So you had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fast Forward. That was on WB Kids as well. And it did all right. It wasn't my favorite, compared to its predecessor, but that was still a good show. And then still so much, man. I know I'm probably blanking out, and that's why I need you comment on this video. Let me know if I'm missing any other like top heavy hitters when it comes to like Fox Kids and WB Kids. But when I think of like my time waking up in the morning watching my shows like on regular TV, man, it was a magical time. It was just a different time in the 90s. And now today you can just stream whatever you want. You know what I mean? Which is fine because kids today have the leisure of watching, content anytime that they want. You don't have to just wait until the morning. But there was something special about Saturday mornings. It made it very exciting, to get up and eat your cereal and sit in front of the TV, for hours. And your parents probably loved it, because you weren't bugging them. But, man, we watched so much in the 90s. Okay, so going on away from those two, I may bounce back to those. Disney. We had Disney Afternoon, Darkwing Duck, Chip and Dale. We had DuckTales. You had the Hercules animated series. You had Aladdin animated series. You had Timon and Pumbaa, which was my shit. I love that show. Okay, yeah. I'm on Disney right now. Can't go to Cartoon Network yet. I'm gonna get to that one after this. What else? As far as the animated series, that they had on Disney Afternoon. I know there was more. Alvin and the Chipmunks. I'm pretty sure they were on Disney as well for a little bit. And then getting into the live action stuff, you had like, why am I tripping on his show? Shia LaBeouf. What was his show again? Comment on this video. Let me know. I'm apparently getting old and losing my mind. I can't remember the name of his show. Why am I tripping? I know the show and I used to watch it. And I feel like such an idiot. And when someone's going to comment and it'll just like hit my brain instantly. But anyway, Shia LaBeouf had a show on Disney Channel, and I don't know why I'm tripping. And then you had That's So Raven. Hey Jody, Jody. Wife acting like she can't hear me. I'm trying to get her to tell me what the name of that show was with Shia LaBeouf. Babe. Yeah, what's the name of that Disney show on Disney Channel with Shia LaBeouf? What was it called? Ah, Even Stevens. I'm an idiot. That's what it was. Even Stevens. How the hell did I forget that? Even Stevens. Yes, that's what it was. Even Stevens. I know y'all watching like, come on, man. You didn't remember that? It's been a long day, okay? Let me tell you, I went grocery shopping. I went to Costco. I've been cleaning up the house. I've been working on props. It's been a lot, man. I got a 10-month-old baby, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, I worked out, trying to lose a little weight, get more in shape for Power Rangers House 2. It's a lot, okay? All right? So Even Stevens, yes, I'm an idiot. I can't believe I didn't remember that. And yeah, what other shows? Disney had a lot of movies. Unfortunately for me, I can't remember a lot of those movies because they had some really cool stuff that I would watch back in the day, but there was so much, like, it just went over my head. I would have to look that up separately. But of course, you had stuff like Halloween Town, that's unforgettable. They had other cool, little movies that they, would play on weekends, which was always cool. Their original, content movies on Disney Channel were always fun back in the day. Today, I couldn't get down with them that much. But, yeah. Any other live action? I can't think of any other live action Disney shows that I really, really liked besides the ones that I mentioned. Boy Meets World, because I was on Disney as well. I love Boy Meets World. I actually own all those seasons on DVD in my own personal collection. Even though I know it's on Disney Plus now, but whatever. But I love Boy Meets World. I can't think of any other live action ones. As far as Disney. Okay, so we'll come back to Disney. May bounce back to that one if I think of other shows. But Cartoon Network. Let's go there for a second, because Cartoon Network was just amazing. Still is, in my opinion, in terms of their animation and their shows and just everything that they did for me growing up as a kid. So obviously, Toonami was big back in the day. Toonami was one of those things that really introduced me to anime, and I'm pretty sure it did for a lot of kids here in America, which I think is, safe and fair to say. Because Toonami is where you watched Pokemon. It's where you watched Dragon Ball Z. It's where you watched Afro Samurai, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. What's the name of that one show? They got Zoids. Zoids was on there. I'm trying to remember what else was on Toonami besides those. And then they play old school stuff. Don't forget about that. Because after all of like the mainstream stuff, they would play like some of these older anime cartoons. If you remember that. If anyone remembers that, Toonami would do that. I'm trying to remember some of the other ones that they would play. But I know they were older animes, and that was always cool. I always enjoyed that shit. So Toonami was great on Cartoon Network. And then obviously outside of that, if you're watching like their main cartoons, you had like Ed, Edd and Eddy. You had there was a show, I don't know why I'm tripping out on the name, man. I feel so old right now. But it was a house full of monsters. They were all monsters, and they all lived in this house, and this little boy, human boy, would hang out with them or whatever. I can't remember the name of it. God. But that was cool. Codename Kid Next Door. I'm trying to think what else. You had Ben 10. I was kind of into that. Teen Titans. Obviously, watch that. I'm not talking about Teen Titans Go. I'm talking about the original Teen Titans. That was dope. Even though I still like Teen Titans Go. But growing up, everybody knows Teen Titans was the shit. It was amazing. Trying to think what else was a heavy hitter on Cartoon Network. I can't think of any other. I mean, there's plenty. Oh, Samurai Jack, duh. Samurai Jack was dope. You had Star Wars: The Clone War. I mean, not Clone Wars. You had Star Wars, like, or was it the Clone Wars? Was it called Clone Wars? I can't remember, but it was like in the same style of, Samurai Jack, and that was really underrated. Really cool show, man. With that same animation, but for Star Wars, that's easy money. Um, so that was a really cool show. I don't think it lasted that long, but I remember watching it back in the day, and thinking that it was really cool. Um, Aside from that, there's a lot on Cartoon Network. They had a George of the Jungle show. I don't think that lasted that long. I'm pretty sure that was on Cartoon Network. Maybe it was Disney. I can't remember. Um, I'm trying to think what else. What else did Cartoon Network do? They would play movies, but not that often. Like it would be more animated for like original stuff. Um, but yeah, that's some of the main things I could think of as far as shows that were and cartoons. For me, that were like heavy hitters in terms of, those broadcasting companies. And lastly, last topic for today's discussion is comic book reviews. I talked about this on my, recent live, but they are coming back. So if you're somebody who comes to my channel mainly, for the comic book reviews, don't worry, I got you. Because specifically for the Power Ranger stuff, I believe on the 27th of this month is when we'll be getting our Go Go Power Rangers issue. So that'll be coming out. I will read it and I will review it. And you guys can check that out on my channel. I will have it up, of course, obviously. So don't fret, it's coming. If there's any other new news, I'll try to share that on my lives every Saturday. But, after the 27th, going into June, just know all of those other Power Ranger comics, they will be coming back as far as the dates that I've seen. So we can expect, kind of getting back to normality of how I've reviewed stuff before. It's been a while. I know, trust me, it's been a while. I've been like itching, like, oh man, I need to review a comic book. This is crazy, man. I need to review something. Sitting over here and working out and grocery shopping, take care of my baby. I need to review a comic book. That's important. You know what I'm saying? But I'm excited for that, man. So that's just keep that on your radar. Those things are coming back. The comic book reviews will be here. Now I want to open up the time to you guys because I think we got like a couple minutes. I usually try to keep my lives like around 30 minutes. 30 minutes or more, depending on who's watching, you know what I mean? But I want to open up the table to you guys. If you have any questions for me that you want to ask regarding any of the topics that we talked about today, go ahead and comment on this video and I will try to get back to you as fast as I can. So you want to hear more about Power Rangers House? You got questions about that or some of these other projects that are coming out, man? Comment, let me know, and let's converse. Other than that, yeah, man, I really hope everyone is doing well. Hope you guys are staying healthy with, what's going on in the world right now. Hope you're taking care of yourself. And yeah, I'm also thinking, let me know. I'm going to post, this is a question I want to know to you guys. Because, I cosplay Power Ranger stuff, that's my thing. But, would you guys be interested if I did another live or podcast type thing conversing about other real world stuff? And I'm talking about, I do a lot of research on, unidentified objects in the sky and just different topics that are just really interesting. Not necessarily controversial, but that just, make you just go, I never really thought of things about that. About extraterrestrial stuff, aliens, secret societies. There's so many different books and stuff that I've been reading lately. And if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, I know Joe Rogan is somebody who does a good job at, fleshing out his thoughts when it comes to some of those, unknown, things. So if that's a topic you would like to see me do, like on a late night live type thing, if you're a late night person or early morning person, let me know. Like, hey, that would be kind of cool to see, and I'll try to, implement that, somewhere on my channel. But I think that's all my time for today. Much love to you guys. Like I said, after this video, go and watch Power Rangers House Episode 1. I just changed the thumbnail on there. I think it pops out a little bit more. So go and share that thing out. Go watch it. Go comment on it. Let's get them views up. And I need your help to do it. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. All right. Much love. Take care of yourself. And wait, what time is it? It's morphin' time. Ah!